All right, I hope you guys are all well. All right, so hi Sharks. Welcome to our presentation and welcome to the restaurant industry revolution. All right, so the general problem, when you sit in a restaurant and when you're so hangry and the waiter comes up to you with this kind of attitude and being rude, and when your food finally comes, it's the wrong order. Well, the wait time when a customer is hangry and all these unqualified workers is something with our product that we want to minimize and essentially eliminate. Did you know that 71% of people want to leave after 15 minutes of waiting? Our research showed that 8 out of 10 people have some sort of bad experience at least once a month. This number is astronomically high, and we are going to eliminate it. So how do you think we solve this problem? Easy. Introducing our beeper and tablet product. To start off with our tablets, this is a digital menu. You will have your menu on your tablet and you're going to see the ingredients and everything you want. You can have the easy access with easy editing. So if you don't want onions, light pickles, no jalapenos, and extra sauce, you can order it just that way. Increases satisfaction for not only me, but boosts revenue for the owner as well. As for our beeper product, we were thinking to put a beeper on every single table, and we were thinking for shisha bars, for example, here is call a waiter button and a cancel button. So it would be easy calling for the waiter instead of putting your hands all over the place. The opportunities that come out of this are profit and satisfaction. These tablets and beepers will always be on the table. It's easy access and easy ordering for both sides. It reduces these bad waiter interactions and just boosts sales altogether. Did you know that an American restaurant called Chili's had a 20% increase in sales with tabletop tablets? This is what we are trying to achieve with our products. As for interest, we have 4 confirmed venues that are 100% interested in our beeper product. As for our tablet product, we have interested restaurants as well, but they would rather see the final product first in order to make their big decision. Target market. Since our product is kind of specific, we have direct users and indirect users. Our direct users are restaurants and cafes who will be the ones renting our products. So we're trying middle-class restaurants and higher class. Our indirect users would be kids, adolescents, and adults, primarily from the ages of 14 to 45. And these two users work together in order to enhance our product for the better.
As you know, Bosnia Herzegovina is always falling behind when it comes to trends, innovation, EU, and especially US. That's why we are going to attack this billion value industry, restaurant industry within the 2023. Our plan is to attack aggressively and by June 2023 to launch our final product to each restaurant that already qualifies. From January to June, we are going to already agreed coffee shops and restaurants. So 4 coffee shops are going to use our beepers and 3 restaurants are going to use our menus on a daily basis. That's why today we are seeking of the total of $25,000 of investment for 10% of equity. And the use of funds will be mostly going towards the app development because, as I said, we want to really have an aggressive approach. And eventually we are going to use for marketing and sales aspect. The whole team behind this idea, myself, Mirza, Amela as my co-owner, and Haris, which is going to be serving as an advisor. Any questions?
All right, we have a question from Edin. Go right ahead.
Hey guys, quick question. How do you achieve or think about having these tablets in the actually each restaurant? I mean, large tables, 5 to 6 people sitting 1 tablet or 20 tablets. How is this actually overthinked or not overthinked? And can you actually use your own phone, download the application or something like that? Did you actually talk about these possibilities?
That's why there is a huge advantage with us. With each restaurant, let's say we have a restaurant which has 20 tables. Within the first 8 months, we are going to be negative, and after 8 months, we are going to have a break-even point. After that part, we are going to have a full net income of 86,000 per year. So until the month 8 in each year, for each restaurant, we are going to be negative or break even.
No, I got this. But do you guys have actually considered any other alternatives except just having these tablets?
Yeah, so we've also considered QR codes. We have one competitor that uses QR codes, but the thing with QR codes is that they're very unstable. And also using a phone when someone doesn't have either battery. For example, our competitor, to say, they have QR codes, but right now they aren't working. So just looking at that aspect, they're unreliable to the point where we can't fully develop it on that aspect.
Okay, thanks.
Next up,
All right.
we can go
Tom.
with Eddie first.
Thanks, guys. Something that I've seen in a lot of places, given that I've traveled to 100+ countries, there's various solutions for this problem, from really expensive solutions that are delivered to high-end restaurants to really cheap ones where you ring a bell or you scan a QR code and so on for the cheaper ones. My question to you is, have you analyzed the marketplace and drawn some inspiration from the other marketplaces to see what's worked in which instances and why it's failed? Not only looking at Bosnia, because Bosnia may not be a good example, even though there are some solutions here. And what conclusions did you draw from which type of technology or approach has had the biggest uptake in the world, and why?
Of course. So basically, as you know, my colleague is coming from America, and she has already seen within many restaurants all around US the actual tablets that are widespread all around US. We have done research in Bosnia, and we have already, even though we don't currently have a tangible product, we already agreed with 3 coffees that are going to use our beepers within their coffee shops, and 2 tablet menus. I'm sorry, and 2 restaurants that are going to use our digital menus on a daily basis. So we have already approached them, already pitched them. Even though we don't have, like I said, the final product, they were very interested because we showed them the numbers that they could achieve after a year or so.
Okay, thank you. And next we can go with Milad.
Got it. Thank you. So do you mind just explaining again briefly, what is the real value proposition here? And again, I know you mentioned your direct and indirect users. What are the restaurants benefiting from here? And then what are your indirect users or the restaurant visitors, if you will? Is it the ability to access the menu in a more streamlined fashion? You mentioned the waiting time, so I'm a little bit confused about what the real value, what's the problem you're trying to solve ultimately for both the direct and indirect users? And then if you could briefly, and again, I don't want to overstep one more time, we have doing breakout rooms. What's the economic model? Who's paying for what in your application on both the direct and indirect user side?
Of course, thank you for a question. So basically, when COVID hit back in 2019, all the restaurants were closed. They were needed to be spacing between the tables, and everyone was basically afraid to approach, for them to wait or to approach. That's why when people enter the restaurants, coffee shops, they can order within a couple of seconds. They can start ordering. That means that immediately the kitchen will receive the order, and immediately they can start cooking. So when we were conducting the research within Bosnia Herzegovina, we spoke with the owner. Basically, he told us that he starts losing the money as soon as someone receives their meal on the table, because he needs them to eat as fast as possible, so someone else can enter. So that's one of the reasons, or one of the other value propositions that makes our product or our service unique. And also, when it comes also for the checkout part, people will be able to scan with the QR code or pay with the credit card directly. So immediately someone else who wants to join in and enter the restaurant, they can immediately sit down and order their next meal.
Good. May I ask just a quick follow-up, or would the organizers prefer that I leave this until the breakout?
One follow-up is fine, and then we can move on.
Thank you. So what's the restaurant paying for? They're buying the actual tablets. What's the interface between the users, the indirect users, restaurant goers, typing in their preferences, ordering the food, and what the restaurant owners are seeing or the kitchen is seeing? Can you just talk about the infrastructure and who's paying for what and what they need to have in place to be able to use this?
Of course. So each restaurant is going to receive 3 types of interfaces. One interface will be for the customer. Second interface would be for the actual waiter or manager, and the third one would be for the owner. So each will be different based on their positions, let's say. So each table will sell for the whole package will be for each table 350 km, which is around $170 per table. And let's say if a restaurant has 20 tables, which it goes around, the price would be around 8,600 km. So that means, like I said, the first 8 months we are losing the money and breaking even after the month 8. And after that, we are making a complete profit. That's why each restaurant is going to have a contract with us at least 3+ years, and the coffee shops for the beepers are going to have at least 2-year contract.
Got it. Thank you.
Of course.